at this time, give you the fourth of the series on the visualization. The fourth session, the fourth installment. The subject herein will be that of your emotions. Now you know, if you have read up on the subject, that your emotions are indeed your energy, your consciousness, that is seeking to create your reality based on your beliefs and that system within your whole personality, the reality of your wishes and your dreams. Those emotions, those electromagnetic energy units are flowing through you, hindered this way and that, on their path of creation into your experience. And that energy reflected back at you so that you may obtain meaning and awareness from that experience. The energy does come from inner reality. It originates within your own soul, your own multidimensional self, thereby originating within the fabric of inner reality. When that emotion comes through, it is hindered one degree to another. And your belief systems and those constructs and ideas that you believe in at this moment filter your energy, filter that expression of your own creative power. You have many fears and doubts of your own self, the validity of your own being. And many beliefs that are upheld by that fear. Fear of what others think of you, of what you think of yourself. Fear and shame directed at your own self because you do not believe in your own inherent goodness. That to exist, to be alive within your physical reality is not your right. But in fact, that right to exist, that you do exist, you exist more and more within all realms. That existence is your inherent divine being. This is who you really are. And now we will tell you a little secret. Then in order to drop those fears and change those beliefs, to look inward and find your very self. Find the love of your own consciousness. Find out who you really are. And that you exist as an ever-present, ever-expanding being of consciousness, pure love. That when you find this of yourself, and you connect at once with your inner self, your higher self, your source, your angels, your guides, your God. Your fears and your beliefs that are upheld by those fears will drop from you. Drop from you in the very experience and the awarenesses that you derive from that experience. Drop from you with every thought that you make, every sense that you perceive. And when you do loosen those bounds of your belief system, when you do drop the fear and the doubt of your own self, and you accept who you really are, your emotions, your energy may flow fluidly through yourself to your reality. It is the freedom with these emotions that will loosen your concept of self, broaden your perceptions, both within inner reality and your physical reality. These emotions, these feelings that you get, you believe are in response to your experience. But in fact, these emotions, these feelings that you get are from your very core. They are from your whole personality. These feelings, this anger or love and joy and appreciation, these feelings create your experience. They create the life that you live. When you live freely within your own self, you will find that feeling your emotions freely, experiencing them living within them and gaining the meaning from them will give you true liberation. And the fluidness of your psyche will respond with the freedoms within your inner realm, the freedoms to fully visualize and live that experience within inner reality. You see, you start with the visualizing, you start with the images and the creations. And those creations and those images are not static in any way. They push the boundaries of your psyche. They push your perception of what is possible. And in that, you create more and more experience within inner reality, and those visions, those visualizations that you have become your experience within inner reality. It is the full expression of your emotion, and the experiencing of it, owning it and being it, that sets you free. within your own mind and your own psyche. We know that many of you want to refuse the negative emotions. You feel as though, and your mind tells you, your intellectual mind tells you that others will not appreciate, they will not love you if you express those emotions. And we tell you that appraisal of your experience, that appraisal of your physical reality, your environment in which you live, whether it is physical or virtual, that is indeed the meaning that you derive from having those emotions and refusing to express them. This right here should tell you that you need to consider your idea of your own self. Turn inward and find your inner self. Find the validity in your own self. Uncover it. Many of you walk around refusing to feel your emotions, touting, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Oh yes, I'm just fine. Refusing in that moment, in each of those moments, to acknowledge the love of your own consciousness. Acknowledge yourself. You believe that if you express your emotion or you dig within your own psyche, you will find evils, devils and demons waiting there for you. But you, yourself, the core of yourself, you are the love that you want. But you cut yourself off from it by refusing to feel emotions. By refusing to express yourself fully, and not primarily with your words. Now we hear your questions. We hear that you do not want to cry at every moment. You think that you will cry in every moment because that is what you feel right now in this moment. But we suggest to you that if you do cry in this moment and experience it fully to its supposed end, that you live it, that you be the crying in that moment, that the expression of those emotions will pass through you and you will be free of them. Hanging on to your emotion does more harm to you than any good that could ever come from the others within your environment who would supposedly hate you for your emotions. Now, some of you should be saying to yourself, those others hating me because of my emotions is my own self. Hating my own self for those emotions that are natural to my own physical being. In just the same way, we want you to experience the crying for its full expression. We want you to do that with anger. You do not have to direct anger at any other, but we do not want you to direct the anger at yourself. And when you refuse to accept it, refuse to experience it, and refuse to express it, you are then directing it at yourself. It becomes the shame of your own self. We're only expressing our words about the two emotions, crying and anger. You will extrapolate to other emotions, those ones that are foremost in your mind, that you refuse to express every moment of your physical lives. When you find your freedom in that emotion, when you find your freedom by experiencing those emotions and setting them free, you will find the freedoms within your own self, and those freedoms will create those visual experiences within your own inner reality, and that development, that psychic development, will then reflect back into your physical reality, as that is the nature of consciousness. And we end.